Hey guys, so a lot of people think your tonsils and adenoids are just this useless part of your body, and they're always just going to get infected, and we need to just get rid of them so they don't block our airway, and they're just these super annoying things. But hold on a second, because I'm getting a little offended. Well, not really, but your tonsils and adenoids are not useless. They're actually very important for your body. So your tonsils and your adenoids are part of your lymphatic system. So lymph is a part of your body that's often ignored. So basically your lymphatic system is basically a drainage system. So it drains out this clear fluid and it drains it into your bloodstream. So basically what you have is you have all this blood that's going into your tissues, and after it goes into your tissues, it turns into lymph. And once it goes into lymph, that's how it gets recycled into your blood. So one key function of this lymph is, again, it brings this fluid back to your blood, but it also prevents this fluid from swelling up in certain areas. But the biggest function that lymph has is with your immune system, because also in your lymphatic system, you have these lymph nodes. And in these lymph nodes, you have things called white blood cells. So these white blood cells are going to be what attacks all the bacteria that's in your lymph. And that's what's going to make this clear liquid very clean and bacteria-free. So that way when it goes back to your blood, that it's very clean liquid that's in your blood. Okay, so we get that your tonsils and your adenoids are important, but why do they get infected all the time and why are they so annoying? Well, one of the biggest reasons they get infected has to do with the way that you breathe. Now that may be a little surprising, but it's true. So many of us have become mouth breathers, where our air is going to enter through our mouth and this air is going straight into our lungs. And what happens when you're a mouth breather is it basically leaves the upper nasal area all untouched because no air is really ever going through it. So our bodies were actually designed to breathe through our nose. And the reason is our noses have a lot of this anatomy in it that is built in that not only cleans the air, but it also helps prevent us from getting sick, and it can help prevent those tonsil and adenoid infections. So the first thing you get when you breathe through your nose is you have nose hairs. So this hair is what collects dust and different particles, and then the air is going to hit your mucus. So this mucus is not just that annoying thing that gets all over your mustache or your lip. Mucus has an enzyme, and this enzyme is what kills viruses and bacteria. So now when you breathe through your nose, you're a lot less likely to get sick because you're filtering out all that air. And also when you breathe through your nose, this air passes through these turbinates. These turbinates basically temper the air and make it a better temperature when it reaches your lungs. And the last thing you get in your nose is you have these paranasal sinuses. So as air passes through these paranasal sinuses, your body releases nitric oxide. So this here is going to be the key to preventing your tonsil and your adenoid infections. And the reason is this nitric oxide is very powerful. It's both an antimicrobial and also a vasodilator. So when you breathe through your nose and it goes through these paranasal sinuses, this nitric oxide is going to be what helps keep that upper airway area clean. And that's including your tonsils and your adenoids. But when you're breathing through your mouth, you don't get any of these benefits. Instead, the air is going straight into your lungs. And also, again, this upper airway area is untouched. And that's why you're way more likely to get these tonsil and these adenoid infections, because you have nothing protecting them. Now, it's not just your nose that's important. You also have to be using your diaphragm. So your diaphragm is a muscle that rests right underneath your lungs. And when you breathe in all the way and use your lungs full capacity, you should be engaging your diaphragm. Now, the way to do that is pretty simple. Basically, when you're breathing in, just check. Put your hands over your belly and see if your belly is expanding or not. If you just see your chest rising, that means that you're not using your diaphragm. But if you see your belly rising, that means that you are doing it correctly and you're engaging your diaphragm. So our diaphragm has two functions. So the first function is it's going to spread out the air throughout our whole lungs and basically distribute the air more efficiently. But the main thing that your diaphragm is doing is your diaphragm is the main muscle that drives your lymph. So when you engage your diaphragm, you are helping drain that whole lymphatic system, and you're helping drain those tonsils and adenoids. So you can just imagine if you have these infected tonsils and adenoids, and now they're swelling up even more because they haven't been drained of that lymph, because again, they're part of that lymphatic system. This is why so many people need to get those removed. It all comes down to the way that you breathe. If you start using your nose and your diaphragm together, this is what's really gonna help not only just your tonsils and adenoids, it's gonna help your whole body. and really prevent you from getting sick and provide a whole list of other benefits. So I actually made some other videos on how to properly breathe through your nose and how to breathe correctly. So I'm gonna put a link to those in the description below, so make sure you check those out. But as always, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you liked that video. And if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel below. I will see you in the next video.